The Napkin Project is a project that came through a commission I had to make a piece of work for Saffron Gardens care home with Brunelcare in Bristol. And with the project I created some artworks for the care home. But while I was in there I noticed quite a few things that, I noticed a lot of the ways that the residents interacted with cloth and particularly napkins and tablecloth.
Deirdre came along and worked with our residents and realised from her observations that the residents used the napkins we had here in all sorts of different ways.
Watching the way people spent time with cloth and particularly napkins and tablecloths, and I wanted to create some sort of project to provide texture and colour for people, something really personal but also involve people outside of the care home in it, and I suppose educate people about dementia and what it's like to have dementia.
And that's really the start of the project. So we, Willis Newson, worked with Deirdre to think about how to raise awareness of creativity and the impact it can have on people living with dementia, but using the napkins as a starting point. The project centred around a blog and a huge social media campaign that asks people to embroider napkins and then gift them to Saffron Gardens, where they'll be used as a reminiscence tool. And the theme for the napkins was, what does home mean to you? We've had an overwhelming response. It's just been fantastic. We've had 120 people from across the country all sending in their napkins for Saffron. We've had people who have clearly been embroidering for many years take part. The napkins will be used in a number of different ways. The fact that these beautiful hand-embroidered napkins have been gifted to the care home is already a real boost to staff and residents, but they're also a great reminiscence tool. Staff and family and visitors will use the napkins and the images on the napkins to spark conversations and memories. I mean, we've already had one of the residents today pick out one of the napkins that was her favourite and take it away with her to her room.
I did a call out on Twitter and Facebook and I asked people what home meant to them, and we got a lot of amazing suggestions back or different comments back. And when I spoke to residents, they were all the same sort of things that were coming out. People with dementia said exactly the same things as people without dementia.
A lot of people taking part in the project have a personal connection with someone living with dementia. So by embroidering a napkin, it gives them an opportunity to be actively involved in supporting the residents at Saffron Gardens.
Well, I'd actually done some similar things like this on an 80th birthday card for my mum. So as I chose the images, it was, well, I've got knitting because my mum loved knitting. She loved cooking. She loved travelling, so I've done a case. She loved going abroad and then the vacuum cleaner. Yes, she would go about the house vacuuming, singing at the top of her voice.
And I made like a balloon which represents freedom. Some people could remember something 50, 20 years ago, but can't remember something like 2 minutes ago. Some people forget to eat, the way to dress.
Dementia is about memory loss and about how they use the life skills that they've got and how we can support them without putting any sort of pressure.
This is the first day that the residents have seen all of the napkins, so we had been bringing in some of the napkins that had been created to show them what was happening and to tell them about the project and get them to actually make some of the napkins themselves. But this is the first time that they've all been brought here to Saffron. It's just been brilliant. The project raises awareness by bridging the gap between care homes and artists, craftspeople, but most importantly the wider general public, and it encourages people to think about dementia in a way that makes it relevant to all of us.
Oh, I'd like to see this go out to all our homes. Every home throughout the country would be great, because it's just such a lovely idea that has really blossomed and it's going to have a huge benefit for everybody.